I'm recording now. My first question is, how old are you?
I am 31.
And how long have you lived in Boulder?
About 25 years, 28 years maybe.
Okay. So what made you want to organize this event?
I was on the occupytogether.org, and I kept seeing the counter grow exponentially over last week. And then I was like, well, I wonder if there's anything going on for Boulder. So I found Boulder, and there was one guy kind of signed up, but it needed a place and a time. So I just put when I was going to be available, and then people started signing up. And what made me want to organize it? Well, it just needed to be done. I wanted to add to that counter.
Okay.
You know? And as for why I'm involved in the first place, human potential is so vast, and we are not living up to it.
Fair enough.
But,
yeah. So what do you think is important about having a Boulder movement that's separate from the greater Denver metro area?
Well, for my case, if I could, I'd be at Denver every night, just occupying to be a warm body, you know, in solidarity, and not to mention, you know, I know how to do some construction and whatnot. But, you know, I got to come back here and work every day and whatnot, so I would think it would be ideal if I was a place local. I could just come and occupy, go home to shower, and then go to work, you know, and then come back. And since that was impractical with Denver, you know, and I figure it's supposed to be such a liberal city, you know, it's famous. There are tons of progressive students, and yeah, I think we can do some good.
So on that subject of progressives and a liberal city, do you think that there's maybe some privilege in the city that separates us from others?
Superficially, yes, you know, because people let it separate them. We don't have all these ideas, all these ancient ideas that we just really need to let go of that divide us. You know, I mean, even down to sports team affiliation, you know, all these artificial things to divide us. But, you know, what's uniting us is, you know, the fact that we're just not putting up with the system the way it is anymore. And there are a lot of organizations who are working toward an answer to these problems, and they're all technical. You know, I mean, feeding everybody is a measure of using the space and the technology we have. And not to go out on a tangent, but
That's fine.
we can be doing better. You know,
Yeah.
we can be doing much better.
Okay.
I've been working with the Zeitgeist movement for about 2 years now. I don't know if you've heard of it.
Yeah.
And you know, they have a plan. You know, and it basically comes down to declare all the Earth's resources common heritage to all mankind. We get rid of these old ideas of nationalism and property, and then we all just end up being a bunch of human beings on this wonderful spaceship orbiting that star, but it's losing life support, so we need to, you know, come together on that.
Okay. Why do you think that movement is losing life support?
What the planet is losing life support.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's
okay.
Yeah.
Do you think that movement has as much power as it could?
I think that it is not exactly a powerful movement. It's just all about education. It's about, you know, letting people know that, you know, we do live in this kind of jail with invisible bars of, you know, I mean,
Okay. So you said you'd like to be in Denver every day if you could,
yeah.
but you've got work and other people have work. Do you think that going to work and then sort of coming and going based on your schedule, what do you make of that?
Well, it gives me the opportunity to, you know, be there, know what's going on, you know, be as updated as I can by first-hand information, and then, you know, I get to tell all the people out here in the regular world what's going on, and, you know, so I do see that there's some value in that. But there's, like, they are having donations come in faster than they can sort them out, you know, out there, and, you know, just being one of the many people helping them stack crates of donations of bottled water, you know, I mean, they need people who work, because, you know, there are, you know, quite a few tramps out there just taking advantage of the free food and the free cigarettes and the place to sleep, you know, but, you know, they need more people to pull their weight, and I just need to be doing something.
Yeah. So you think the indigents are separate from the movement, or do you think they're participating?
They participate in that. I mean, some are, you know, I spent about 5.5 years on the streets of Boulder off and on during my early 20s and late teens. And very quickly I learned that there were two different types of transients, those who were like myself and just, you know, in there for a little while trying to get out, trying to get stability going on. And then there are those who are, have given up. The kind that'll tour the country, to go to the different homeless shelters, and and there are quite a few people helping out, and just being positive and whatnot. But there are a couple, some transients I saw that were just happy to have a calm place to sleep, that they're not going to get harassed.
Right.
And that's important too, because I think that I don't know if you noticed, but at the grocery store where I shop anyway, food prices went up 40% in the last couple of weeks.
Which store is this?
Safeway down in North Boulder on 20th and Iris.
Okay.
The cheapest can of tuna is $1.
Oh, wow.
And this is just going to keep on getting worse. And every time somebody loses a job or loses their house, they're going to have a place to go now, and add their voice to those who have already been forgotten, or
So why do you think people are occupying Wall Street? Why did that movement start?
I'm not absolutely sure. I know that there are some similarities between the Arab Spring and things like that. And from what I understand, there was a man who set himself on fire to start the protest in Tunisia.
Okay.
And it took him 3 weeks to die. But, that is from what I know about why people are there in Wall Street. I mean, they're the 99% tired of the 1%. I mean, we have an entire industrialized society is the name we gave to the world oil gave us. The whole system is designed to burn as much as it can and filter that wealth to the top. I mean, I recently saw a statistic that said the Rockefeller family has something like $500 trillion worth of wealth. I mean, that's half of the world's wealth concentrated in the hands of just a few people. And
Did they obtain it illegally, do you think?
I don't know if it was that clan, but I do know at the end of the Napoleonic Wars, a courier for the Black Shield banks, which funded both sides of that war, their courier rode to England saying that Napoleon had won at Waterloo, and that English stocks all fell. People were getting rid of their supposedly worthless English currency. And then when the victorious English army returned, these wealthy families, these wealthy individuals owned most of Europe. And England is still paying war debt to this from that war with Napoleon to this organization. I mean, for me, personally, I want a verdant enough world to want to bring a child into, because it's the worst thing I could do right now is